Welcome to How to Become a Production SQL Database Administrator. My name is Raphael. If you've got to this part, then you've finished SQL Administration Part 2, and welcome to SQL Administration Part 3. This is where most of your responsibilities as the DBA will lie in a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. This is the high-end availability solutions that DBAs primarily like and love. I certainly do. And I'm going to be going over the table of contents here. And as you can see, there's going to be a tremendous amount we're going to be covering in the HA solutions. We're going to be covering things like, I'm going to be giving you an introduction to basic networking. We're going to be talking about Windows Server 2014 or maybe 2016 R2 cluster. I'm going to show you the SQL clustering on a 2-node feature and how to design the architecture. We're going to be talking about the HA solution of log shipping, which has been one of the first ones that with the SQL version, followed by what is database mirroring, followed by availability groups, followed by replications. So all these are high availability solutions and disaster recovery solutions that we DBAs do. And obviously at this point, the level of SQL learning will become intermediate to advanced. So it's important that you take SQL Administration 1 and SQL Administration 2 to get to this level, as those are going to be the requisites, and learning ST-SQL. So all those 3 courses that I've just spoken about and went over, those will be a requisite to get to this level. Now that we've talked about the major areas, we're going to be talking about specifically what is a domain, even though I've mentioned what is a domain and VirtualBox. I'm going to go into a little more detail here now of understanding what a domain is and how to set up what's called the IP addresses for a domain once it's promoted to a domain controller. So I'm going to be talking about, as I said, the domain controller in a little more detail. So at this level of learning, we're going to get into a little more advanced level, a little more detail in every video that I do. And so we're going to be continuing with setting up a 2-node cluster. Obviously, at this point, we've only worked with 2 nodes, but you can design it up to, I believe, up to 8 or more nodes. I'm not sure as far as the 216 is concerned. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're going to be talking about SQL clustering and installing SQL 2014 or 16 on a 2-node structure. And then these are basically just subcategories of these main areas that we're going to be talking about. Then, as I said, we're going to go into detailed orientation of what log shipping is and talking about all this regarding log shipping. Same thing with database mirroring. We'll be setting up database mirroring with a mirror and obviously a witness. Then we'll obviously talk about availability group always on, which is a great feature that many DBAs like, and I certainly do, because there's a tremendous amount of benefits of having the solution. And obviously, as we progress more and more and as SQL becomes more advanced, then the older solutions to HA, such as log shipping and database mirroring, will become deprecated by Microsoft. So you'll have to rely on this more, and we'll get a good understanding of HA solution always on when we talk about this course. We'll be talking about replication, obviously what is replication, the types of replication, and then we're going to talk about the parlance of replication, which is a metaphor for publisher. So we're going to know what a publisher is, distributor, subscriber, and so on. So as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of categories here that I'll be going into when we talk about replication. And obviously, there'll be plenty more punctuated here as I make the videos. So obviously you can see that there's a tremendous amount of material, and this is the more fun part of a DBM. This is where you'll be asked by your IT directors to start creating the architecture of your environment, of your SQL environment. And this is where you get the big bucks for. So we're going to be covering this very important administration part 3 when we get to it in the next course. So I look forward to uploading that and you enjoying it and you joining it and enjoying it at the same time. So this is where we're going to get this solution. The reason I'm mentioning is because a lot of students have asked when I'm going to get to this stage. So this is the next course that I do now that we finished part 2. However, just take a note that part 1 and part 2 are requisites, as is Learn T-SQL. I don't think you can get it to this level without understanding it. Just take a note that even though I'm going to be talking about these advanced concepts is still regarded as a beginner/intermediate course. And what I mean by that is, even if you don't understand what HA Solutions is, my approach in teaching this is to treat the user, the end student, as a person who doesn't know anything about high availability solutions, and then go through in step by step as I have and as you certainly know. So I look forward to you joining me in this session when I've uploaded it. So meanwhile, enjoy SQL Administration Part 2, and we'll see you soon when Part 3 is out. So my name is Raphael, and this is how to become a production SQL database administrator.